What is going on, Marifi fam? March here, Fragbox TV, and we are back in the haunted... Oh my god, the ghost is here! Oh no, that's just Patrick from Reef Wholesale. Sorry, you guys know that the basement is haunted. Today though, we're not dealing with any demons, we are dealing with angels. We got Vance and Patrick who have decided to come help us hook up a ALKATRONIC. What? Ta-da! So, this thing is going to measure our alkalinity on our... One second. Okay, sorry guys, my dog took a big shit upstairs, so we got that dealt with. Now we're going to deal with this shit. This is a different type of shit.
This is a different type of shit.
This is more important stuff. Why do we want to test alkalinity in a reef tank? Very, very important. I think, let's say you had a gun to my head and you said, March, alkalinity, calcium, magnesium, you can only know one. I don't know why I have a gun to my head, but that makes absolutely no sense. But if I had to pick only one measurement out of what we call often the Holy Trinity, alkalinity is the one that we want to know. Alkalinity, for me, key to keeping a healthy, thriving reef tank. A lot of things, but one of the keys is keeping stable alkalinity. This is going to test for us how many times a day?
As many as you want. Every hour, and then basically, yeah, every hour, 24 hours a day, and the cost per test is pennies.
Cool.
Is almost nothing. So the cost to run it is very, very low. The setup is a little bit more complicated because you have to go to a 2.4 gigahertz router.
That's why Pat is here. You know, I wanted one of these.
That's why Vance is here more than Patrick.
Look, this is when the backup calls the backup, calls the backup. We have Trina here. We have everyone here. This is a 4-person job. If you ever want to hook one of these up, no, not really. But hopefully this video will help you.
You need to be a little bit more tech savvy to set them up.
Or just watch this.
And if you're not, then get somebody in who is more tech savvy.
Yes. I have a very low level of patience for technology that doesn't work, and I think Patrick knew that, and that's why he called in the cavalry. Knowing me, I'd try to set it up, I'd get fed up, I'd go like this thing's stupid, I don't want this piece of junk, and then you'd see it on the site for sale at about 50% off.
And I knew that if it was you and me setting this up, our ADD would kick in, and we'd be like, okay, let's set this up. Oh, but wait, what's this over here? Look at this squirrel.
Okay, more or less.
It wouldn't get set up, so we've got Vance to be our balancing point to get this set up.
For people that don't want to watch the whole video, if you could just quickly summarize what are like 2 or 3 tips for setting this thing up that would make sure they're successful and not lose their mind.
Get a dedicated 2.4 gigahertz router.
Okay, we have one.
It's like $20 on Amazon.
Show us the one that we got here.
It's cheap.
It's the box right here.
I think to Carl, when we went to his place a few years ago, this was the big problem.
This was the big problem.
Yeah, he was screaming up and down, March, man, this is a bumbaclat, stupid thing. We're never going to set it up. This was, I think...
That's the key.
That was the key. Get one of these if you want one of these.
Like it's $20 on Amazon. There's no reason why not to, and this simplifies a lot of things.
And like we talked about, they don't do a hardwire version. It's only Wi-Fi and only 2.4.
It looks pretty cool.
And then the other one is that you need a good quality scale.
Yes.
And then you need the calibration reagents.
Where is my weed scale? Ta-da! We have a pretty good quality scale.
Yep.
And Milwaukee tools.
Perfect.
And if you don't have Milwaukee tools, you can't do this.
And
either.
Pike from Starbucks. Other than that,
yep.
So we're gonna be installing it right over here. It's gonna go on here because it'll be up and out of the way. Then we are going to run a waste line along the lines here. Your reagent waste can come down here and then just go into the sink, and then there's no waste line to empty.
If you don't have a sink close by, if you aren't as lucky to have that, what would someone typically do?
I use this. I literally use an empty ESV container. You could use a 1 gallon. I happen to use a 5 gallon because I have the space. But any vessel, the bigger the container, the less you need to do it. And also the more times you test in a day, the more reagent waste you're going to have.
Okay, so let's hook it up.
You could test 4 times a day, and a 1 gallon would last probably a month or 2.
Okay, we're going to do the magic of YouTube. We'll get it at least up here, and then we'll kind of walk you through the setup process. So setting it up, we noticed that March isn't a plumber, and we have a very, very little leak. So in this video, we're going to actually water test the ALKATRONIC.
Well, there's actually another one right here. Look, there's some salt right here.
Whatever, you know.
So I'm not so sure we should have dripping salt water directly over
look, right there means that drip will miss it, and that drip will miss it.
Might miss it.
This, between here and here, it's dry.
Okay,
so I don't foresee any problems.
This is the one dry spot. I gotcha.
Let's create a roof.
Yeah, we'll 3D print a roof.
Yeah. I have some shingles at home I left over from the summer when I did my. So we'll make a little roof for it. Right there is good. I'm in project management. Okay, I would say we're about 20 minutes, half an hour in. Patrick's doing God knows what on the floor. Vance is completely frustrated, ready to throw this
I need scissors.
this unit in the garbage. This was a big waste of time. I'm kidding.
It's
I'm
awesome.
just kidding. So far, so good.
We're modifying
We're getting there.
Marsh's existing equipment here, so we don't have a way to weight down the end of the line, so we're trying to take a leg from a frag rack and see if
MacGyver.
we can make a hole in it without a drill bit.
We have this mounted. We have a little shelf built to hold the reagent. And what Patrick's doing is just making a way for the unit. So I didn't actually realize this has a built-in doser. Once it tests your alkalinity, you can allow it to dose the alk. I'm still hesitant because I'm about to get on a flight next week and go to Asia. These guys have a lot of confidence in this unit. They're saying, March, it's okay. Trust your entire business and all your livestock to this thing right now that we're doing. So I'm a little hesitant, but it will pull alkalinity from there. So he's basically setting up a second line so that it's able to draw from the same reservoir. Okay, what do you need? Scissors?
Yes.
Okay, we're getting there. We're calibrating now one of the pumps. So explain to us, Vance, why calibration maybe is important.
Well, all this testing requires the accurate amount of reagent, sample water, etc.
Okay.
Or else the concentrations will be off. If these pumps aren't calibrated out of the box, then you're going to have bad numbers.
And how far off were you saying that one was?
The first pump, the sample, should have been 50, and it was 44.
So difference of, it's almost like
6.
a 10% off,
Yeah,
roughly.
yeah.
So 10% margin of error in the reading?
In the
or-
initial reading, thank you.
So this is pump B.
Yeah.
C.
And this is 9.3. It doesn't give you an option for tenths. Wait, it does. 9.3.
So what do? You tell it actually
What I did.
what you did is 9.3,
Yep.
not 10. Okay.
And then it will adjust.
Based on that. We have found our first quirk. So they tell us, the masters of the ALKATRONIC. Listen to the screen. You know, have you ever put gas? I don't know if in the country where you live, they say if there's a discrepancy between the pump and the register, this pump will be taken as correct. Well, in this case, whatever this screen says, you can tell your app or your computer to FO.
So here we're calibrating pH 7 and we hit calibrate and it looks like on the app everything is done.
But
But you have to go to the screen and it's
Correct.
actually still counting down. So the app isn't updating, but the screen is telling you what's happening. So you got to wait for that to finish.
That makes
and then
sense.
you can go to the next one. It does make sense, but you have to know to
how
look
much
at it.
did you charge? What did we pay for one of these? Retail?
I don't know. I don't remember.
$13.99 retail.
Yeah.
$1,400. Okay, so for $1,400, just one little quirk.
There are a couple little quirks.
It
on
gives it character. Like if everything just worked normally, where's the fun?
Yeah,
You just set it up and
exactly.
walk away, and then what do we do? What kind of hobby is this? You're gonna get bored, right?
That's where there are a few more quirks on this. It works really, really well, but there are a few more quirks. So you accept the quirks for the fact that of its accuracy.
Trina's arm's getting tired over here.
Yeah, then you can try to take away.
6 hours later. You know that thing from SpongeBob? No, it took, I would say, about an hour. But we have the masters here who have done it before, and now we're doing our first. You guys are witnessing frag box history. This is the first alkalinity test ever performed, by a ALKATRONIC. Let's see what happens. I'm actually going to ask the staff to go upstairs and test with Salifert and Aquaforce just out of curiosity to see if these line up, maybe with the test kits. That's it. We're set up. It's reading, and we got a reading of 7.9. So how long is this supposed to last, Pat? If we're
That'll
doing,
probably last you right now. That'll probably last you a few weeks anyway. I don't know because it's based on your ALK.
and we're doing
and-
one test an hour?
If you want.
Yeah, we can set it to every hour.
I don't think that's necessary.
I do every other hour during my photo period. I did a 4-liter container, and I haven't changed it in a few months.
And I can't use
But I
this.
didn't want to do a 4-liter because then it's on a shelf and it's kind of too big.
There's no calculator, you said right now, for ESV additives.
No, it'll do it automatically.
But I think you said there was something that would calculate
it'll-
the concentration on
It'll
there?
automatically adjust.
Okay.
So there's a baseline that you can set in the controller, but it will automatically adjust your dosing
Based
and
on
figure
gallons.
based on the gallons and based on what your
Okay.
alkalinity is.
Install?
I mean, talking and chatting, probably an hour.
Probably an hour to get automated ALK testing for the rest of your 8 weeks?
8 weeks. There
Maybe
you go.
8 weeks. I'm gonna build, I think, a larger reservoir here because I would like to just have this full all the time and not have to do it. I didn't talk about the waistline. I didn't show you guys. Just quickly, we went up and then we went across all of March's beautiful non-leaking plumbing, and then down here, and I actually drilled it right into the bottom of my sink, so we don't have to ever empty out some sort of waistline, the kind like that you normally would do, let's say on a Trident, you know, the one that fills up, it's just always, waistline is taken care of. So it's one less thing for me, for the staff. I'm pretty impressed so far, but only time will tell. And we'll give it a shot, and then maybe you might see in the future Mastertronic. Who knows, guys? If you have any questions about this, we do now retail them. You can pick them up at Fragbox. We can send them anywhere in the world. If you're watching from Romania, maybe South Africa, maybe Indonesia, anywhere else, we're happy to send you guys one. And that's it. Thank you to everyone who helped come set this up. I don't think it would have come out as nice or as easy on my own, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, it was smooth. It was like butter. We'll see you guys in the next episode of Fragbox TV. Bye for now.